walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them.
He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man.
You already make the big money.
He's a man.
Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there.
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, this game's not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. It's our Freestyle Friday. I got a lot I want to cover today. Get in, get out, and get to some other things that I got to do. So, first of all, got to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles with another win. I'm not going to say in dominant fashion, but, the Eagles were definitely the best team on the field last night. Thursday Night Football. Had to have Amazon to see the game. Wonder what the numbers are going to look like from that. But anyways, Eagles 34, Vikings 28. Jalen Hurts accounts for 3 touchdowns for Philadelphia in the win. 2 with his legs, and then, of course, 1 in the air. Very nice pass to his young, speedy receiver out of Alabama. So, I got to say, man, Philadelphia, looking like I said that they would, the team to beat in the NFC East. Hey, Tavonda Brown, how you doing? Appreciate you jumping on. Good to have your energy on the show today. Keith Hennick, good to see you, my brother, like no other. Thank y'all for tuning in on the show. All right, so anyway, Philadelphia up 2-0. Of course, Dallas looking like, man, they were ready to beat the world this past Sunday. And we'll see if they can get it done again when they host the surprise New York Jets. And let me put the New York Jets, excuse me, let me put the my power rankings up. These are my power rankings. These aren't anybody else's power rankings. I don't care who they rank. These are my power rankings. I got the Jets in the top 5 because of what they did in Buffalo, in the rain, and, man, let me tell you, without their franchise quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, I got the New York Jets in the top 5. And I really need to quit playing and get Philadelphia in that top 5. I might need to have them in that number 4 spot or the number 3 spot. But we'll see. We'll see. Right now, Dallas still number 1 for me. San Francisco, no knocking them. Again, I got Cleveland in that number 3 spot because of what they did to the Cincinnati Bengals. And again, yeah, it was raining and everything, but they still manhandled them. The Rams, again, that's my big question mark in the top 5. I got them at number 4. At number 5, we got the New York Jets. Again, what they did against a legit Super Bowl contender, Buffalo Bills, and they did it with their backup quarterback. And that has to get some energy, some value. Miami at number 6. And then this is where I got Philadelphia. Again, I see Philadelphia making a rise. And from what I see, Tavonda Brown agrees. She says, go Eagles, one of my favorite teams. I am a big fan of their quarterback, Jalen Hurts. So, all right, let me go ahead and pull that down. Let me go ahead and take my first break. Again, it's going to be a quick one, so we'll be right back with more on the lunch break. Freestyle Friday, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
If you're looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show. BS3 Network proudly presents.
I am Cole Johnson, and welcome to
Cole Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets. What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central.
My name is JM&E, and I won $500 on the lunch break for keeping up with the Jonas Bracket Challenge.
All right, we're back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. Wait a minute, I'm trying to get the power rankings for the divisions up, and yeah, there it is. That's what I wanted. Yeah, I'm still feeling good about this right here. The Philadelphia Eagles winning the NFC East at 12-5. Dallas winning, getting a playoff spot at 11-6, and the New York Giants, even though they got dog walked in week 1, I think they're gonna figure it out. And then Washington, Sam Howell right now he's riding away. Whatever. All right, so we back on the show. Appreciate those tuning in. Freestyle Friday. So let's talk about the rest of the games this weekend. I know you've already gotten your picks in, but let me kind of go through week 2 and give you what I think is going to happen. I had Philadelphia last night. Ravens at the Bengals. I'm going Ravens. I got the Bengals going down 0-2. Ravens over the Bengals on the road. The Bengals in that one are a 3-point favorite at home. I don't see it. Colts at the Texans. If you remember, the Colts were the last team the Texans beat. Lovie Smith said, I ain't going out no loser. I don't care about your number 1 pick. Bam. I see the Texans winning at home in a close one. They're a 1-point favorite over there. I got the Texans by a field goal. All right, then Kansas City down in Jacksonville, and they do have Chris Jones back, big defensive lineman. Still no, their big tight end. Don't see him playing. Let me check and see something. Travis Kelce. Let me see if something I don't know about. Let's see. I'm hey, I'm looking. Doesn't see where Travis Kelce. I'm hearing about, how Jacksonville is mad because of last year in the playoffs. I'm looking for Travis Kelce. That's what I'm looking. Jones has returned. Travis Kelce. Kelce improving. Here we go. Kansas City All-Pro tight end Travis Kelce could play after missing the season opener against Detroit with a hyperextended knee. Kelce had a bone bruise with some swelling in his knee, but he avoided any ligament damage and returned to practice on Wednesday. Andy Reid said he made progress. Again, I'm taking those guys day by day. See how they're doing. It's going to be an interesting game. I kind of feel like Jacksonville is going to send Kansas City to an 0-2 start of 2023/2024. You know what, Keith Hennig? I'm with you. I'm feeling an upset. And I'm going to go ahead and call it. I'm calling Jacksonville at home. Close game. Close game. Jacksonville at home winning a close game. All right, here we go. Chargers at the Titans. Tennessee, man. Listen, Ryan Tannehill, we'll have time for this right here. All of that he got going on. I got Chargers winning that one on the road. Jets at the Cowboys. Packers at the Falcons. This is going to be a big test for both teams and both young quarterbacks, Jordan Love and Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder, number 2 in the passer rankings this week, lunch break quarterback power rankings. I'm going to say Falcons at home. Bills and Raiders. Bills hosting the Raiders. Bills better not lose that one. It could get ugly in Buffalo. Trash in the life of the owner of Buffalo. If he did, in fact, say if black players are so upset about things, they can go back to Africa. Yeah, it's in a lawsuit filed by former NFL sports broadcaster Jim Trotter. But again, I'm Bills at home, but I'm no fan right now until I get more information. Seahawks at the Lions. I'm going Detroit at home. Bears at the Buccaneers. I'm going Bucks at home. Giants at the Cardinals. I'm going Giants on the road. 49ers Rams is all of a sudden very interesting. Week 2, all of a sudden it's a very interesting game with divisional implications. Very, very interesting game. 49ers at the Rams. Brock Purdy, can you keep doing it even on the road? I'm going 49ers, but it's a close one. I'm going 49ers, but it's closer than the odd makers give it. They got it at 7.5. Washington at Denver. I'm going Denver. Dolphins at the Patriots. I'm going Dolphins in an upset. And then 2 Monday night games. You got the Saints at the Panthers. I'm going Saints. And you got Browns at the Steelers. I got a lot of road teams this week. I'm going Browns. All right, y'all. That's what I've got. Let me take another break. We'll come back. Get ready to wrap this thing up right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to show that attainability. I want to show the accessibility of this kind of lifestyle.
From social media to having conversations with friends and family, you always have to put on face and say face.
What brings a smile to my face is the one person that totally believes in me, and that's my beautiful wife, Jody.
I just had to stop because I didn't value myself. I didn't love myself. And it's like, I have to learn to love myself.
Changing the world one conversation at a time. This is Revelations. This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
from a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for
Man Talk Monday. Woo!
Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
My name is JM&E, and I won $500 on the lunch break for keeping up with the Jonas Bracket Challenge.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. It's our Freestyle Friday, trying to get to the games and get to some other stuff that I want to get to. All right, congratulations, Erica with a K. She won the most recent week of the lunch break weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. Week number 1, she had 11 wins, several people with 10, several with 9, several with 8. Again, you had to have your picks in by 5 p.m. yesterday via text or either email. And then for the final score, it's the Monday night game between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Monday night score between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Everybody seemed to have everything in order and on time. We got about 45 entries this week. 45 entries this week made it in on time. So we're looking forward to that. Okay, let's talk about some of the college football games from this weekend. College football games from this weekend. And I'm going to look at the top 25 games matchup this week. And not everybody is playing their, in-conference games yet. And some of them, your non-conference schedules are pretty, yeah. So anyway, here's what we got. LSU, Mississippi State is probably going to be the most interesting matchup of the weekend. I'm going LSU in that one. LSU in that one. Notre Dame's got Central Michigan. Notre Dame, no problem. Ohio State has Western Kentucky, no problem. UCLA and North Carolina Central, money game for North Carolina Central. But let me tell you something. Head coach Trey Oliver is not sending his team out there to just get walked over. That might be one of those games where somebody said, tell them, bring me my money. So anyway, no, I got North Carolina. I got UCLA in that one. Texas and Wyoming. Texas coming off of a huge win, one of the biggest wins in school history over Alabama. Yeah, I know. We have so much history in recent years. One of the most quality wins that they've had. They got Wyoming, no problem there. Florida State and Boston College. Florida State. Penn State, Illinois, in conference play. I'm going Penn State, K-State, and the Zoo. Erica with a K, Missouri, hosting Kansas State. I got an upset in that one. If Mizzou is for real, this is one of those games that they should win. Utah and Weber State, Utah. Duke and Northwestern, Duke. Georgia and South Carolina could be crazy interesting. That's an SEC game. South Carolina, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Is you is or is you ain't about that life? We'll see. I got Georgia, North Carolina, and Minnesota. You got ACC, Big Ten. Minnesota, of course, coming off of the win over Nebraska. They won their second weekend. Just based on what I saw Appalachian State take North Carolina through, I'm taking Minnesota on the road. Alabama and South Florida, Alabama and South Florida, Bama, y'all's non-conference schedule is just embarrassing. It really is. It's embarrassing. Nobody from Alabama can justify Alabama being the best team in the country with a non-conference schedule like that. And by the way, you lost to UT. That's a non-conference opponent. Iowa and Western Michigan, I got Iowa. Oklahoma at Tulsa, I got Oklahoma. Oregon State hosting San Diego State, got Oregon State. Washington versus Michigan State. Michigan State, good. I've been telling y'all, close the place down. Michigan State has not learned anything from any of their lessons. Pick an incident. They ain't learned nothing. I got Washington. Washington State versus Northern Colorado. I've got Washington State. Tennessee, Florida is going to be crazy good in Florida. I got Tennessee. I got Tennessee on the road. Michigan versus Bowling Green, go Michigan. Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, Ole Miss. Hawaii, Oregon, Hawaii. Colorado versus Colorado State. That's where I wanted to get today. Head coach of Colorado decided that he wanted to get on a local place and interview and all of that, and wanted to talk about Coach Deion Sanders. Colorado State head coach Jay Norvell, in an interview, said, "When I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and glasses off. That's what my mother taught me." And I've actually even heard the live clip. And I got to tell you, whack. Bruh, that's just, as a coach, it's not appropriate. As a mentor, it's not appropriate. And whatever happens from here, happens from here. Of course, our resident MAGA, Todd Malcolm, got on Bleacher Report on Instagram and had plenty to say. Here's what Todd said. Love it. Jay, I guess they're friends, is sharing a bigger message. Love it. Jay is sharing a bigger message. To which I responded, it's a dumb message. Jay, quote unquote, is not Coach Sanders' mentor, mother, or father. And I close with, I see you're still on brand. A lot of things here. It's Freestyle Friday. I'm bringing race into it because I can. It's my show. There are many European people of European descent that I'm going to try to give them the benefit of the doubt, that subconsciously feel like some person has to teach a grown black man decency, manners, how to handle themselves, how to coach their teams, how to put their teams together. Not minding their own business, but they feel like that there has to be somebody to teach a grown black man something that he clearly does not know. And Jay Norvell, Coach Jay Norvell, I guess I got to give him some measure of respect, fell for it. He fell for it. If you're mad about the hype that Colorado is getting, and First Take is broadcasting live from there right now, not Colorado State, but from Colorado, if you're mad about the hype that they're getting, if you're mad that your team is not getting the hype that they deserve, if that's your issue and an in-state rivalry, then say that. But to think that that's some kind of burn because your mother taught you to take your hat off and your sunglasses when talking to adults is, man, it's immature. It says more about Jay Norvell and folks who think like him, Todd Malcolm, than it says about Coach Sanders. Because Coach Sanders said it best. We don't talk about nobody. We don't talk about anybody. He's just preparing his team to be the best that they can be. And he, like he said, and then I got to read some bull junk today. Now you've made it personal because that's not constructive. That's not coach speak. That's petty and it's personal. And I'm sorry, it's borderline racist. It is. Oh, it's another black man. It's borderline racist. You know how your mama ain't my mama. Your mama raising you how she raised you is how she raised you. And clearly she didn't do a complete job because you wouldn't have had your mouth open about another grown black man. And all the MAGA thinking type people jump behind a comment like that and the fact that another black man said it and now it's some kind of law. No, it isn't. Because Jay Norville doesn't speak for the entire black community. And yeah, just because he makes dumb, ignorant, petty, racist-based statements doesn't mean that he has any right, authority, or official capacity to do so. So, Todd, bro, I don't know what happened to you, man. And I'm going to say to you on my show, and y'all can send him a clip of it, just because you was raised by a black family doesn't give you any special authority, knowledge, or insight into the black experience. It doesn't. Because as we've seen from several folks who have the same skin color that I have, what we say that you don't understand is not all skin folk are kinfolk. I got Colorado by 40. I got Colorado by 40. Let me take my final break. I'll be right back right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Doc, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
All right. Keith Hennick got to go. Happy weekend, everybody. Keith, have a good one. Have a good one. Tell Todd to get his life right. Tell Todd to get his life right. All right, look, let me get ready to wrap this show up. Got some baseball that's coming down the stretch, man. The wild card over in the National League is wow. And over in the American League as well, because you got the Astros with a 1-game lead over the Rangers, with a 1.5-game lead over the Mariners. So you got several teams that are fighting for those final wild card spots with not much time left in the deal. So over in the National League, the American League, you got the Orioles leading the AL East. You got the Astros leading the AL West, the Twins leading the AL Central, and then you got the Rays, who they're locked into a playoff spot. They're up. They're not going to lose their spot. They're 8 games up on the second place wildcard team, which is the Rangers and the Mariners, but the Blue Jays are 1.5 games behind the Mariners for that final playoff spot. Over in the National League, you got the Braves, who've locked their playoffs up. You've got the Dodgers in the West. You've got the Brewers in the Central. The Phillies are what? 1.5 games up on the Cubs, up on the Giants, up on the Reds, up on the Diamondbacks, and a 0.5 game back from there are the Marlins. So you've got, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams vying for that one spot. I love it. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. Freestyle Friday is a wrap. And again, remember, my views are my views. They're not the views of my sponsors. They're not the views of BS3 Network. They are my views. So if you got a problem, come to me. Yeah, I ain't going to do it. Todd ain't going to say nothing to me, but I'm glad my family is well, and God bless. But as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. There's nothing you can do about it except tune in on Monday for Coach Cole and the HBCU Stroll. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. We will talk to you then.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today, it's Friday, September 15th, 2023. Number 1, for the first time, the son of a U.S. president was indicted on 3 counts related to federal gun charges. The first 2 counts, charges that Hunter Biden made a false or fictitious statement when purchasing a gun or lying about being addicted to drugs while buying a weapon in October 2018. The third count charges that he knowingly possessed that firearm while being addicted to a controlled substance. Number 2, the U.S. Census Bureau's latest data reveals a distressing reality. Child poverty in the United States more than doubled in 2022, affecting approximately 9 million children. This surge disproportionately affects Black children and communities mainly because of the expiration of the Enhanced Child Tax Credit Program in December of 2021. The CTC provided monthly tax credits for parents in economic hardship during the pandemic with no repayment required unless income exceeded a threshold. Number 3. FSGS, a rare kidney disease, occurs more commonly in blacks than whites, largely because of specific genetic variants prevalent among those of African ancestry. Focal segmental glomerulosclerosis affects the filters in your kidneys. When these filters are scarred, they're unable to filter your blood, which can lead to kidney damage and failure. Number 4. The case is underway for Jenny Rowe versus Utah high school activities in the state of Utah. This case challenges a new Utah law that blocks transgender girls from playing on girls' sports teams. The plaintiff in this case is the American Civil Liberties Union, who's representing 2 transgender high school girls, and argue that preventing girls from being able to play in sport is unconstitutional. Number 5. Check out the What You Need to Know newsletter for the latest reading from Ms. Astrology. She talks about what she believes to be the most powerful new moon of 2023, the new moon in Virgo, which kicked in last night. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Life is a series of choices. Don't give up on you. You only have one life and a finite time to live it. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the American Heart Association and Black Health Matters. Barbara Scotia College, an HBCU in Concord, North Carolina, needs our help. The What You Need to Know crew is asking for our supporters, alumni, and friends of Barbara Scotia to help them meet their immediate and pressing needs by donating to help Barbara Scotia rise. Please join the thousands of donors from around the world who are stepping up to save one of the nation's oldest HBCUs. Visit SybilWilkes.com for more information. If you're living with pain and discomfort in your feet, legs, thighs, or buttocks, that may be a sign of a serious health problem. Peripheral artery disease, also known as PAD, is a disease of the blood vessels outside the heart. It causes reduced blood flow to the area of the body with the diseased blood vessels. Diabetes, smoking, and high blood pressure are strong risk factors. Each year, approximately 150,000 leg amputations are performed in the United States, and most cases occur in people with diabetes and PAD. Talk to your doctor about how to manage your PAD, reduce your risk for heart disease and stroke, and prevent the loss of a limb. Learn more at heart.org/PAD. And check out a celebration of Black filmmakers rooted in the HBCU culture. That's November 10th through the 12th at Howard University at Blackburn Center. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.